Hey hobby friends! I get asked about my hobby space, my video and streaming setup all the time. So I figured, why not give you a tour? So welcome to my hobby zone, my nerd cave, my she shed, lady lair. We should probably start outside. Let's go. My desk is placed in front of my window because I like to have natural light sometimes while painting. Throughout this video, I'm going to be making note of some of the supplies and equipment I have. These are things I get asked the most about. All the prices will be listed in US dollars. I've placed 2 studio softbox lights on each side of my room to bounce light. IKEA might as well be sponsoring this video because almost every piece of furniture I have is from there. I attached a $20 LED light strip to the back of my shelf just for fun. Shout out to my friend James who made all these awesome perler bead art for me. I definitely need to reorganize my display case. Pieces have gotten moved around a lot lately. This is my Warcry travel container. It has all my painted warbands, rulebooks, and some terrain in there. This shelf is mostly my pile of future potential, boxes, bits, and basing material. Oh, hello there. I might have a slight obsession with organization storage containers, but we're not going to talk about that. I have no shame in my unpainted bins of minis. Mine might be smaller or bigger than yours, but you know what they say, size doesn't matter. Of course, I have a bag of dog treats nearby. Gotta get my protein in. Just kidding. Those are for Jade. My mic is a Shure MV7 with a pop filter that is attached to a Samson stand. I like to have it swivel so I can move it in and out when I'm not using it. I have a triple monitor stand to help clear some desk space. I'm not going to get into computer specs because honestly, I don't know much about computer parts. It was a Frankenstein build. All I could tell you is I'm running Windows 10 on an Intel processor, a GeForce graphics card, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a few spare hard drives. I know I'm sounding like a total tech noob right now, but that's because I kind of am. But let me tell you, this is a beast compared to the potato I had when I first started streaming. I'm not joking, it was a decade-old hunk of metal. I couldn't have anything else open when OBS was running, or it would sound like a jet engine was taking off. My top-down minicam is a Panasonic Lumix GX9 on another Samson arm stand, with a 12 to 60 millimeter lens that came with it. I use an Elgato Cam Link 4K capture card with it and a power adapter battery kit. For overhead lighting, I found the easiest thing is a ring light on a cheap arm mount. My face cam is a Logitech C920 webcam. I recently got a Focusrite audio box for my mic. I'm still trying to figure out how to work this properly, but I'll get it. I love having a Vortex mixer, and personally, I think it's worth the money. You can get ones much cheaper than this 4E scientific one I have, but Sir Mix-a-Lot here has been great. I was gifted the Stream Deck by the community, but ones like this normally cost like $150. As a backdrop and to protect my desk, I buy large sheets of black poster board at the dollar store and just replace them as needed. That's Steve, and he is doing his best over there. I keep my most used and good brushes on my desk. If you're gonna have your paints on your desk, I found that these acrylic nail polish racks are great. This is a little tub of projects that are in the works. I tend to work on multiple projects at once, so I have 2 wet palettes. I used to just make my own, until these were given to me by Redgrass and Game Envy. The rest of my paint I keep in drawers so it doesn't take up all my desk space. And I'm not going to talk about the amount I've spent on paint because that is a whole other addiction. I also have heavy body acrylics and oils in another drawer. The rest of these have hobby tools and more supplies. Thanks to the zombies, Jade has an extra dog bed in here, though she prefers to use it as a pillow instead. I use a cut up pool noodle to hang brushes after cleaning them. I made a YouTube short about this, feel free to check it out, part of my new short series called Bite Size Hobby Tips. This is my makeshift airbrushing station. The compressor is secondhand, but it still works great. I believe this one might cost around $100 though. My old airbrush was a secondhand Badger, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of trouble with it. So I bought this new Iwata airbrush that cost me $170, and I'm excited to see how it works. My spare desk is where I do my messy work. I also set up a little station for when my son wants to paint with me. These are his minis. I'm still trying to get better with my photography, but I made a little area where I use poster boards and foam boards as backdrops with another ring light. I also have a small light box from Reaper. Thank you, Emily, for this lovely poster that is a perfect representation of my personality. Now, I did clean up my hobby space for this video. I try not to keep it too messy, but my desk area definitely worships the gods of chaos more often than not. If you want to get into content creation, there are some things you're going to need, but you don't have to buy the most expensive equipment right away. I've upgraded everything I have over multiple years. You will find out along the way what's important to have right away and what you can use when you have the expendable income. When I first started streaming, I used 2 Logitech cameras with a lamp and paper towels attached to it to diffuse light. Yeah, it was really on the cheap end. I hobbied most of my stuff out of my bedroom. You could see my bed and my dresser in the background when I first started. I didn't have my own hobby area until I eventually moved and took over a guest bedroom, because a hobby space is more important than guests sleeping anywhere but the couch. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a closet. Let's see what skeletons I hide in here. Just kidding. My jar of skulls are on my shelf for display, not in my closet. Excuse me, Jade. Sorry, puppers. I was going to use this area mainly as my 3D printing space, but I never put in the time to figure out how to properly use my printer. And before you judge me, I love 3D prints and the idea of 3D printing, but I just don't have the time currently to get a whole nother hobby up and running. And in all fairness, I didn't plan on getting into 3D printing, as I didn't buy this printer. I won it from a contest. So I'm sorry to all you 3D printers out there who might be cringing at the state of my printer. One day, I promise to resurrect it. For now, let's just shut the door on my shame and forget about it. Of course, I'm going to end this video with a treat. If you have any questions about my hobby setup, let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe as it helps inspire me to keep making content. Happy hobbying!